Presented by Listen Headlines. Latest financial news from trusted sources. Updating daily noontime New York City.
New York Times Business.
April 6, 11:16 America, New York. U.S. announces sanctions on Russia's largest banks and Putin's adult children. Sberbank, the largest financial institution in Russia, and Alfa Bank, one of the country's largest privately owned banks, will face sanctions. The United States and its allies levied additional sanctions on Russian institutions and elites, including the country's largest financial institution, Sberbank.
Wall Street Journal Markets.
April 6, 11:10 America, New York. Insurers still provide cover for private equity. The appeal of private bets has yet to diminish for insurers, which should give investors some confidence in private equity's resilience.
Global economy.
April 6, 11:03 America, New York. 5 reasons to be optimistic about the survival of globalization. Cross-border markets in trade, investment, data and labor have come through plenty of shocks before. Wall Street Journal Markets.
April 6, 11:01 America, New York. U.S. allies to release close to 60 million barrels of oil from reserves. The International Energy Agency is joining the Biden administration in an effort to tame prices that have risen sharply since Russia invaded Ukraine.
Wall Street Journal U.S. Business.
April 6, 11:01 America, New York. U.S. allies to release close to 60 million barrels of oil from reserves. The International Energy Agency is joining the Biden administration in an effort to tame prices that have risen sharply since Russia invaded Ukraine.
New York Times Business. April 6, 11 o'clock America, New York. At least 50 people have been killed doing gig driving since 2017, report says. Much attention has been paid to the risks passengers face accepting rides from Uber or Lyft, but drivers can also be in danger. A Lyft driver at Los Angeles International Airport.
BBC News Business.
April 6, 10:37 America, New York. P&O Ferries preparing to restart Dover-Calais route. The firm hopes to get its Pride of Kent and Spirit of Britain ships back in action, subject to inspection.
BBC News Business.
April 6, 10:37 America, New York. P&O Ferries preparing to restart Dover-Calais route. The firm hopes to get its Pride of Kent and Spirit of Britain ships back in action, subject to inspection. Daily FX Market News.
April 6, 10:30 America, New York. Equities forecast Q2 2022. Fed policy remains the biggest risk for equity markets. A volatile first quarter for U.S. equities, which grappled with not only an inflation-fighting Federal Reserve but also increased geopolitical tensions.
Wall Street Journal Markets.
April 6, 10:16 America, New York. Maker of Axie Infinity game raises funds to reimburse victims of crypto hack. The cryptocurrency startup behind the popular online game has raised $150 million to help it reimburse users after hackers last month stole $500 million worth of cryptocurrency.
Wall Street Journal U.S. Business.
April 6, 10:10 America, New York. Dave & Buster's to buy family entertainment company main event. Dave & Amp. Buster's Entertainment said it has agreed to buy family entertainment company Main Event in an all-cash deal valued at $835 million.
Daily FX Market News.
April 6, 10 o'clock America, New York. U.S. dollar price action setups. EUR, USD, GBP, USD, AUD, USD, USD, JPY. The U.S. dollar just set another fresh high as the Fed continues to prep the runway for a massive shift to policy later this year.
Wall Street Journal U.S. Business.
April 6, 10 o'clock America, New York. Biden extends pause on federal student loan payments. The loan payments had been scheduled to resume in May, but the president said that resuming the payments would impose significant economic hardships on borrowers.
New York Times Business.
April 6, 10 o'clock America, New York. Meet DALL-E, the AI that draws anything at your command. New technology that blends language and images could serve graphic artists and speed disinformation campaigns. DALL-E generated these images by following a command for a teapot in the shape of an avocado.
Global economy.
April 6, 8:51 America, New York. EU plans trade tariffs on countries that block return of failed asylum seekers. Populist move to toughen migration policy set to hit exports from developing nations.
Digital finance.
April 6, 8:26 America New York, iCapital looks to expand throughout Asia Pacific. The private investment tech company is finding private credit a natural entree for Asian investors. The post iCapital looks to expand throughout Asia Pacific appeared first on digital finance.
Global economy.
April 6, 8:10 America New York, global trade falls 2.8% as Russia's war in Ukraine hits container traffic. Fall reflects sharp drop in port activity in both countries, with EU affected more than China or US.
Daily FX market news.
April 6, 7:36 America New York, pound sterling price outlook. Euro GBP covers lost ground, GBP, USD slumps. While sterling has struggled against the dollar, it continues to make gains against the euro. Key technical levels for both are analyzed.
BBC News Business.
April 6, 2:55 America New York, BA cancels flights due to staff shortages. The airline took the decision in May to withdraw some flights to boost reliability for passengers.
BBC News Business.
April 6, 2:55 America New York, BA cancels flights due to staff shortages. The airline took the decision in May to withdraw some flights to boost reliability for passengers.
Marginal Revolution. April 6, 2:38 America New York, my wish list for Twitter. Unlike many people, I am not obsessed with an edit function. But I do wish for the following. 1. A better organization of DMs, including functional search. And why do some of my DMs seem to disappear?